show. And again, thanks for being part of our program. We appreciate it. A listener who writes in from Vancouver asks the following question. He says, does the professor have anything to say about friends and past girlfriends? If a guy's been seeing a girl for 4 years, should he be able to forbid his friend from getting together with an ex-girlfriend from, say, 8 years ago? Especially if the friend and the ex are grooving on each other. Is that right? The guy's got a woman of his own. Should he be able to tell his friend to stay away from an ex? I respect your opinion. Please let me have it. Hey. A lot of extraneous information in there. First of all, the fact that the guy has a woman of his own, none of your business. All right? Because if your buddy had a woman of his own but was banging other chicks you didn't know, you wouldn't even write this letter. So let's simplify this question. The fact that you're seeing somebody right now, also not relevant. To me, the ex-girlfriend, ex-boyfriend, ex-husband, ex-wife thing, only one thing applies. If it's your ex, were you dumped or did you dump them? I will tell you that anybody I've dumped, it's perfectly okay for any of my friends. If they want to go there, they can go there. Wouldn't offend me. They don't have to get my permission. If anything, I'd like a heads up so I don't get surprised, but I wouldn't be upset. Let's face facts. If I throw garbage out in my recycling bin and somebody takes my empty Coke cans, I can't be jealous that the person's going to take the Coke cans and cash them in for 5 cents a piece. I can't. I threw those cans out. So if I threw an ex out, if I broke up with them, somebody I know wants to go there, they do it at their own risk, but if that's what they want to do, it's okay with me. The ones I have a problem with are the ones who dumped me. I got dumped. I don't want my friends being with anybody who dumped me. So if I was dumped by an ex-wife or an ex-girlfriend, I don't want my friends going there. Other people, what can you do? But I don't want my friends going there. But if I dumped, let's say I dumped some psycho bitch from hell who was a really hot chick, right? We almost went to the hospital a few times. 911 might have been called here or there. If I was with somebody like that and I finally said, I can't take this anymore. Get out of my house. Let me give the perfect example, okay? The 10 I dated who took a piece of equipment at my house and threw it through a wall. And I had to throw her out of my house at midnight. I literally had to take a 10 and say, get out of my house now. And she wouldn't leave. And I had to, use military or hostage tactics, like a SWAT team. I had to blast music at her that she didn't like before she would finally leave the house. In this case, it was K-Rock. This chick hated K-Rock. Radio station here in Los Angeles. So I made sure to turn it up to full volume so she'd get out of my house. She was drunk and she picked something up and threw it through a wall. Well, you know what? I kicked her out, and ultimately we broke up. Now, she was hot as a pistol. If somebody I know wants to go there, I won't be offended. Just understand what kind of person you're dealing with. This is somebody who will eventually get the police called on you. This is somebody who will throw things through the wall. This is somebody who will leap on you and start punching you in the head. Was she great in bed? Spectacular. Was she hot? Oh, yes. Somebody had to do something really, really bad to be a 10 and have me kick them out of my house, much less break up with them. But if one of my boys wanted to give that a shot, I don't have a problem with that. But just be aware of what you're doing. It's just like putting it in the recycle bin, Gary. It's out in the recycle bin. If somebody wants to take my old piece of furniture and put it in their living room, that's okay. But if I got thrown out, if I got dumped, if I was yesterday's garbage, I wouldn't want my friends going with the person who threw me out in the garbage. No. Isn't that the dividing line here? The Tom Leykis Show, 1-800-5800-TOM. How do you feel about an ex? Being with your best friend. How about your best friend just says, hey, you broke up with her? Or you broke up with him? You mind if I go there? And to me, I only care if I was dumped. How do you feel about that? 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. This is Mike on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello, Tom.
Hello, Mike.
How are you?
Do you care?
Of course I care.
I'm doing great.
I'm a long-time listener and second-time caller.
Keep it going, baby.
I have a question now. What if it's a mutual breakup between two people?
Well, again, even if it's mutual, I didn't get dumped.
Okay, so
That's
then,
all I care about.
Oh, so it doesn't matter if it's mutual or anything, as long as you didn't get dumped.
If I was in on the decision, I don't have a problem.
Oh, okay. Just making sure. I'm trying to work something up, and I don't want to violate like it's 101.
Yes, that's how I feel about it. Yeah, to me, now, here's the thing. I do believe in letting your buddies know what's going on. I do believe in saying, I'm going to be there with your ex-wife, your ex-girlfriend. I like to know if it's a friend of mine.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I had a situation with an ex one time where there's some guy who didn't know that I knew he was swapping spit with an ex of mine.
Oh.
And so he pretended it wasn't happening.
Oh.
And he made a fool of himself because not only do I know it's happening, but at some point she actually, copped to me.
Oh.
So this idiot keeps pretending nothing ever happened. Not knowing that I know what he's doing.
Oh.
And then he couldn't figure out why I didn't want to see him or talk to him or hang out with him. Well, it's because you treat me like a fool.
Yeah.
And had he said something, I would have said, go for it. But instead, this idiot tried to mislead me, lie to me, and so, I don't talk to the guy anymore.
Yeah, you can't play your friends.
Exactly.
Can I say a shout out to all my boys up in Seattle?
You just did, baby. William on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom.
Hey, William.
How's it going today?
Great.
I got a problem with, a guy kicking my ex out, especially if he's a friend of mine. One of my best friends tried to do that. I ended up banging his fiance because he pissed me off.
You did it to get back at it.
Of course.
Uh-huh. Why does this bother you?
Well, I mean, I just gotten out of a relationship for 2.5 years. She's my baby's mom and all that, and, he just went right after her. Told me to screw off, and he was going after my ex.
But did your ex dump you?
I dumped her.
Well, if you dumped her, why do you care?
Yeah, it's just, something friends shouldn't do,
Well, think of it this way. Here's how I think of it. For example, if you have a kid, how perfect. Your ex is a drain on you.
Yes, she is.
If your buddy comes in and picks up the slack, maybe you won't have to pay so much.
He wasn't going to pay for it.
Maybe she won't go to family court. Maybe she won't harangue you so much. Maybe if she's having an orgasm once in a while, she won't be such a bitch.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean,
by the way, if you want her so badly, why didn't you stay with her?
Yeah, I didn't want her anymore.
But so what do you care? If you toss something out in the garbage can, what do you care if somebody in the neighborhood comes and picks it up?
Because he didn't even talk to me about it. He just basically, told me to screw off one day, and, I found out he was going after my ex.
Well, he told you to screw off. Why?
Why? Because he was going after her, and he just,
But he told you he was doing it.
No, he didn't tell me he was doing it. He just ended up, one day I showed up to his house. He told me to get the hell out. I called up his girlfriend or fiance at the time, and she told me what was going on because she, said she wanted to start seeing other people and all that too. And so he went after.
So he had gotten dumped, and he went after your ex, who you dumped.
Mm-hmm.
Well, why did he tell you to screw off?
I couldn't tell you.
I mean, when you went to his house, what was your ex there in the house?
Oh no.
What, you mean the guy just suddenly got pissed at you for no apparent reason?
Exactly.
Oh, but see, then the issue there is not whether he's doing your ex. The issue is that the guy was being a complete moron.
Exactly, and I taught him a lesson.
Well, I understand that, but the bottom line is, really, I mean, if you break up with somebody, if you dump them, why do you care if somebody you know goes out with them?
I don't know. I just think it's something that shouldn't be done, between friends. I mean, if it was some guy off the street, what am I going to do?
But why, again, you keep saying this, but I want to know why you care.
I just don't think it's something that a friend should do to another friend.
But what is he doing to you? You dumped her.
You're right, I did.
Now, again, I told you about a situation I had where somebody who I knew was dating an ex of mine.
Mm-hmm.
And he thought I didn't know. And so he acted like it wasn't happening. But I knew it was happening. I had proof it was happening. I wouldn't have even cared it was happening, except the guy treated me like a moron.
Yeah,
the result was that killed any friendship we had.
I probably wouldn't have cared if he would have told me that he was going after her, but...
All right, so that's the issue. You just want to know.
Exactly.
And then you wouldn't tell him, oh, no, I don't want you doing that.
I would have warned him about her.
But you could warn him, but would you care once he informed you?
Not that much.
Why would you care at all?
Because he went behind my back.
Again, you're not hearing me. If he told you, why would you care if he went out with her, even a little bit?
I wouldn't care. Not
care.
Really.
No, what do you mean not really? Yes or no?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't care that much. It wouldn't be that big of a deal. I would have just told
Why would you care at all? Why would you even care a little bit? Why would it even have a little effect on you?
I don't know.
I mean, if you dumped her, you know what's wrong with her. He's about to find out himself.
Yeah.
So what do you care?
I don't know. I guess I shouldn't.
When I'm telling you, I have an ex who is a flat-out 10. But she's insane. Okay?
They're all insane.
Well, you know what? The vast majority, I think, are. I don't know about all of them, but the vast majority, I think, being that hot, that perfect, they go nuts. Okay?
Yeah.
Because they just don't, they're not like the rest of humanity, all right, when they're perfect. And they don't know how to handle it, and they freak. Okay? But if any of my buddies wanted to go after her, great! Just be warned, you know what you're getting yourself into. And what you get yourself into could end up being 911. I mean, no doubt about it. I had to stop that relationship before it turned into 911, and it would have.
Now, I haven't met one yet that's worth going to jail.
So why would I be pissed off if my buddies approached her and wanted to tag that piece of ass?
I guess you wouldn't.
Damn straight.
Pull me up, Tom.
Here you go, William. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. This is Alika. Alika, you're on the Tom Leykis show. Hello.
Hey, Tom, I totally agree with you on that, but I would just add one more thing. I would be like, dude, this is why I broke up with her, but just remember, when you have her flat on your back and you're ready to nail her, remember my penis was in there first.
Well, that's right. It's like, you want to buy my used car? I already rode it.
Exactly.
I broke in the leather. I got the new car smell. And now what you're getting is a couple of fuzzy dice hanging from the mirror that I left there. That's it.
There you go.
If you want that, go ahead. Just remember, it probably needs some new brake shoes by this point.
Exactly.
Women are just like cars, you know?
Gotta drive them first.
You want to be first. You want to get the new car smell. And then later on, if somebody wants to drive your used car after you've traded it in, who cares?
Exactly.
I got mine. My smell is on those back seats, I'll tell you right now.
And many other things.
That's right.
Take me out with a screaming orgasm, Tom.
All right, Alika, here you go.
Oh, God. Oh, yes, yes, yes.
Scott, you're on the Tom Leykis show. Hello.
Hey, I totally agree with you. I couldn't agree with you more. First of all, I agree with the used car analogy. That's absolutely perfect.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it also warrants, if you are the person that broke up with the girl, the other guy gets a punch to the face. And that's kind of an unwritten rule amongst our friends.
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
Because then you can go along being buddies again.
But why does it bother you?
You know what? It really doesn't bother me, but I think it warrants a punch to the face.
That doesn't make any sense.
It makes a lot of sense.
Why?
Because there's always that jealousy type issue.
Why?
For the little bit.
Why? I don't want to sound like a 2-year-old, but I'm not getting the actual explanation here. What's the reason?
Well, some guys are better at rebounding than other guys.
But if you dump somebody, how hard is it to rebound? You're in control. You're in the driver's seat. Get out of my house. You're in control.
But, Tom, you just know, your buddy's Zinky's going in there, right?
I don't mind if my buddies go in. I don't care now, here's the thing. If I get dumped, let's say I have an ex who screws around, and I find out about it, and I'm miserable about it, and I do what I did many years ago when I had that happen to me. I drink like a fish. I don't eat for 6 weeks. I'm crying. I'm flipping out. I can't stop talking about it to anybody who will listen.
Now, would that...
Now, if my buddy went out with her, then I'd be pissed.
That would warrant the punch to the face.
It would warrant more than that. But if I dumped her, what do I care?
And could you still be friends with that buddy?
Of course.
If you were the dumpee?
If I were the dumpee, no.
No.
If I were the dumper, absolutely.
See, I think I can go along being friends with my buddy in both circumstances, but in both circumstances, I think it warrants a punch to the face.
You know what? Here's the best part about it. When I dump somebody, they've got some pretty serious flaws. Better than a punch to the face is having your buddy have to put up with the same crap you did. That's why you dumped her.
I completely agree.
Whoever goes after that 10 I went out with his stereo is gonna get thrown across the room.
Welcome to hell, buddy. Right?
Exactly. You're gonna be there, and you're gonna be saying, "Well, officer, she hit me first."
Yeah.
I guarantee it. So if somebody wants to go over that, nothing I could do to my buddy could hurt them more than what this chick will eventually do to them.
Right. Congratulations, you got yourself a winner.
Here's your 10, baby. There you go.
Tom, can you take me out with a Kennedy Jr. plane crash?
Oh, JFK Jr., of course I can. 1-800-5800-TOM. I have to find out. I mean, it's the old deal where somebody you know goes out with an ex of yours. Who cares if you dump them? If I got dumped, that's a whole other story.
Is the Tom Leykis Show.
From Los Angeles at 1-800-5800-TOM. Jim on a cell phone. You're on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello, Tom.
Hello, Jim.
How you doing, man?
Do you care, Jim?
Of course I do.
I'm doing great.
Good to hear it. Hey, listen, personally, I wouldn't have a problem myself. I mean, more power to him. If he can make it work, or he can, if he wants my leftovers, that's fine. But I can see where guys might have a problem with it. For one, just imagine if your buddy can do it better than you did, and he can make it work between the two of them. Then it's like, well, what'd I do wrong? And then if that does work out, then you got to see your ex if you hang out with your buddy sometimes.
But maybe you didn't do anything wrong. Maybe your buddy just likes to put up with crap you're not willing to put up with. I'm telling you, this 10 is out there within the sound of my voice right now, the one I've been talking about.
Right.
Somebody is going to end up with her.
Right.
Could be somebody I know. Maybe it's not. She works in the entertainment business, and so do I. Right. Someday I'm going to run into her somewhere with somebody, and it could be somebody I know.
Right.
But you want to know something? Oh, no matter how hot she looks, when I see her again, I will tell you this. The person who's with her is going to be putting up with someone who is insane, paranoid, violent, dangerous. And it's not just with me. She's this way.
Right.
She's hot.
Right. Oh,
So, what? Am I going to be upset? What could he do that I can't do? It stop her from throwing things? Stop her from being insane? Maybe if one of my friends was a psychiatrist.
Right.
And he fixed her. I don't know. Other than that, I know that whoever ends up with her is going to end up on the police blotter someday soon.
Well, okay, I understand what you're saying. I was just thinking about the second part of it where if it's a buddy you hang out with all the time, dude, maybe he doesn't want to see his ex all the time and he wants to hang out with his buddy. But he can't tell his buddy, hey, can you not hang out with her tonight, or can she, like...
You know, I'd give anything to run into this particular ex, because I'd love to be with the chick I've been with recently. And I'd love her to see me with her.
Oh, there you go.
That would be a fascinating evening.
Good point.
I don't care who I don't care if she's with my best friend.
Right.
I know that when I go home, we're not calling 911.
All right, Tom. Thanks a lot, man.
All right, Jim. Thank you. 1-800-5800-TOM. This chick, by the way, was so insane and so jealous that even though we split up, she'd probably be jealous of my current situation and would start... Dean is right. She'd probably try to attack whoever I'm with now. With both fists. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Lily on a cell phone. You're on the Tom Leykis Show.
Hi. I just wanted to make a comment that, first of all, I don't think that any two people in the world own each other. And I think that when people try to get in the middle and prevent a friend and say, you know, like, well, I hope you'll never go after so-and-so and he's off, you know, he's not up for grabs kind of a thing, that you kind of are just setting yourself up for disaster.
Yeah, now I would have a problem. Now, if I was with a woman who effed around on me, that's like dumping me, okay? If I find out. Yeah, now, if my buddy wants to be with her and I have to look at her face after she did that to me, then I'm pissed.
Well, what I wanted to call in about is I don't have a problem with that. I think that I had a situation many years ago where I was dating somebody. I broke it off with him, but he knew that the relationship needed to come to an end. So it was basically a mutual termination of the relationship.
Right.
And about a year and a half after we'd broken up, my best friend started dating him. And
which will teach you to be telling her how good he was in bed and all the secrets about him.
Oh, well, I never said any of that because that wasn't the case. But
oh, really?
However, she lied about it to me. They were having this very covert, secretive relationship behind my back, which ultimately, at the end of the day, I didn't care about at all. But where I really had a problem with, and what came between my friendship with my friend and I, was that she had no integrity in doing it. If she had just come to me and just said, listen, I'm attracted to him, he's attracted to me, he wants to take me out, how do you feel about it? I would say, you know what, it might be a little bit awkward, but I think that's great, and I really respect you for coming to me and saying something.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what ultimately ended up killing our friendship. Now, many years later, this is going on almost 10 years, she and I are friends again, but I would never, I don't have respect for her. I don't, and him, you know, he and I had no, he had no loyalty to me. You know, as far as I was concerned, I expected something like that from him. But she was my best friend, and what she owed me was honesty. And when you can't be honest with somebody about something so...
Well, that's the thing. I mean, if I know you're doing it, and you say, oh, what are you talking about?
Now, if
and you treat me like an idiot.
No, but I'm married now, and my husband, who I'm married to, happens to be the love of my life.
Yeah.
Now, I couldn't tell you how I would feel, God forbid, if anything happened, if one of my friends went after my husband, if he and I were no longer together. That could end in homicide.
Yeah.
But, you know, I think a lot of this young love stuff, when you're just dating people and it's not the kind of relationship where you're going to really see it going anywhere, if one of your friends ends up having a better time with that person than you did, God bless them.
Yeah. Well, I will tell you, there was this one situation, the story I've been telling on the air about this guy, an acquaintance of mine, somebody I've known for a long time, who at one time, you know, and again, I've had so many exes, who knows who it is, all right? So let's just leave that person anonymous, all right? But, you know, at one time, there was somebody I knew who was swapping spit with somebody I knew, and this was somebody that I broke up with. And I wouldn't have had a problem. This guy came to me and said, you know, I want to see your ex. It would have been fine. But he, like, pretended it wasn't happening.
Right.
And what they didn't know was that the two of them were caught on tape on a surveillance camera. And the surveillance tape was made available to me.
Uh-oh.
And the two of them swap and spit is right there on the tape. This idiot thinks I don't know.
Right.
And so, I don't know if he knows who he is. This happened a while ago, so it's not really, I don't care anymore.
Right.
But this is somebody who, put it this way, if there's anybody out there who was my friend at one time, who I stopped talking to, and you can't figure out why I'm not talking to you, it's because I know you did this.
Well, listen, Tom, I'm at the gym. I got to keep my ass in shape for my husband, so you take care.
All right, Lily, thank you.
The Tom Leykis Show at 1-800-5800-TOM. How do you feel about your friends dating your exes? Trey on a cell phone. You're on the Tom Leykis Show.
How you doing today, Tom?
All right, Trey.
Excellent. I'm not really disagreeing with you, but because to each his own, but I myself, I would hate it if one of my friends dated an ex of mine.
All right, I really want, and the reason I asked this question is not just to get a bunch of yeses and nos. I want to delve into it. Why would that bother you?
Well, there's a couple things. The main reason is that just for the reason that, I've broken a piece off in all these girls, and they're carrying that around with them. And when they think back on situations with me, then they're automatically going to think, oh, well, I had sex with his best friend, too. So, I don't want to follow.
How do you know maybe you're better?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, you remember the one I described was you dumped her.
Sure.
If you dumped her, why are you concerned about what's going to happen with your buddy?
I'm not really sure exactly. It would just make.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Nobody is able to answer this question. I've been asking this question now for over 45 minutes, and nobody knows an answer. Everybody says they're against. Well, not everybody. A lot of people said they're against it, and the ones who are against it, every one of them can't tell me why.
I guess it's mainly the jealousy thing, and
But why would you be? Look, and let me go use the garbage analogy again.
Sure.
You have a garbage can in front of your house.
Yes.
When you put garbage out there, do you care if someone else comes and takes it?
Yes, but
you
do? Excuse me, I'm sorry. Go on.
If you threw garbage out.
Yeah.
I remember after Super Bowl Sunday, there were all these pizza boxes that were sitting in the dumpster in front of my building.
Yeah, mine too.
All right. Now, if somebody came along and took my pizza box from the Super Bowl, what would I care? I threw it away.
Yeah, but also I don't break up with girls. I was dumped once in high school, and I haven't been dumped since then. I don't break up with girls because I don't like them. I break up with them because I know that I'm great in the sack, and I know that they tell their friends. And once their friends find out that I'm great in the sack and somewhat of a to these girls, they love that. And that's why I'm able to get the 10s. And, and that's what...
Why do you care? Once you've had a 10 and you dumped it, why do you care if someone else gets her? You dumped her. I mean, you must have dumped her for a reason.
Sure, there's been many reasons.
All right, but if you had a good reason for dumping her, why are you worried about somebody else going out with her?
I guess I'd have to think about that one. I guess.
See, nobody can answer this question.
I guess I can't.
All right, thanks for the call. 1-800-5800-TOM. Nobody can answer this question. Mike on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello, Tom.
Hello, Mike.
Hey, I think I can answer that.
All right.
Well, my ex-wife, I found out she was having an affair and she was fooling around, and she denied it. But then I caught her, so I kicked her to the curb.
All right, but you got dumped, even though you kicked her to the curb. She had an affair.
But after I kicked her to the curb, I didn't care anymore. Matter of fact, it's comical. She started going out with all my old friends. She ended up going out with one of my fat friends from school. Lived at home, 35 years old. She started dating him. She got pregnant. She's not happy in her marriage now, and I think it's funny. She got what she deserved.
Oh, absolutely.
You know it.
See, I would love that.
You know what's really funny was his parents, when she would come to the house to go out on a date, they would close the door on her and not even tell him that she was there. She's like, no, that's Mike's wife. You leave her alone. he would have to sneak out of the house, and they'd go out, and then he got her pregnant. Then they had to get married. And then get this, the baby came out as a screamer. The baby screams at the top of his lungs for everything. I mean, she got everything she deserved. Anyway, that's my reason.
Mike, sounds good to me. The Tom Leykis Show at 1-800-5800-TOM. It's Rich on a cell phone. You're on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom, I had a comment for you. You made the analogy about the garbage man picking up your trash and taking it away.
Exactly.
But you know what? The garbage man doesn't leave it in my neighborhood, which is exactly what's going on with your buddies dating your ex-girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I mean, I know in high school there was some girls that you passed around just simply because they were fun. But if you were in any kind of relationship with this gal, and you still hang out with your buddies, I mean, you still get to deal with the crap from her. I mean, what was the purpose in breaking up if she's still going to be around, you're still going to be dealing with her?
Mm-hmm.
So that would be my reason for not letting my buddies date my girlfriend.
Well, I understand what you're saying, but like I say, if I dump somebody for good reason, when I see somebody else dating them, I'm thinking, you're going to find out. It's like let's say I had a car, and it had all kinds of problems, and it kept breaking down in the middle of nowhere. And I left this junk heap out in front of my house hoping somebody would take it away. And then a friend of mine decides to take that car from in front of my house. I know he's going to be stuck in the middle of nowhere just like I was. So if he wants to drive that thing, more power to him.
Now, right, but that must not be a very good friend if that's, you know, the attitude you have with them. I mean, I can see a total stranger or somebody else that's, sorry, pal, you know, have fun. Because, I mean, there's people that I still stayed in contact with, and I had broken up with one of my girlfriends, and one of my acquaintances had started dating her. And, of course, you know, she starts talking her junk and everything else, and so he gets a bad impression of me. And so, of course, you know, that causes the tension there. Well, a few years later, you know, he finally comes up to me after he's been married to her for a while and goes, man, now I know what you were talking about. But in the meantime, you still deal with that. I mean,
I don't know why you have a problem with it. You know what? Anybody I ever broke up with, I'm thrilled to see somebody else dating them because I imagine what kind of problems they're going through dealing with that person. I mean, believe me, I over the years, I've had quite a list of psychos, bitches, nutcases, stalkers, whatever. Believe me, the list is long. And there's any number of people I broke up with. Any number. And later on, I find out somebody I know is dating them. What do I care? What I care about is if a buddy of mine is dating somebody, or somebody I know is dating, and then I say, oh, you and her, huh? And they go, what are you talking about? Oh, look, I'm not a jerk. I'm not an idiot. But I don't care. I'll tell you what, let's go back all the years of my adult life. If I have any exes out there that I dumped, and there's anybody I know who thinks any of them were really hot, they want to go out with them, just let me know. I'm in.
Okay, Tom.
All right, Rich. Thank you for the call. Appreciate it. Our email address is my name. It's tom@blowmeuptom.com. If you got that, Tom at blowmeuptom.com. Call our comment line. The number, area code 310-842-9592. Again, that number, 310-842-9592.
The Tom Leykis Show.